All right, and we're live for SampleServe's Masterclass Wednesdays. I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time out of your day for joining us. This only takes about 20 minutes every Wednesday. I have with us, first off, I'm Joshua Paul, Marketing Director for SampleServe. I have with us Russell Schindler and Paul Goodrow of Inor & Partners. Russell Schindler is a professional geologist, CEO of SampleServe. Paul is also a geologist, hydrogeologist. And they both have a combined 70 years in environmental professional services. They don't like it when I say that because it ages them. Just a reminder, if you guys have any questions or anything, throw it in the chat and we'll get to it either at the end or during the presentation. And if you know anybody that's interested in starting their digital journey, make sure you grab this link and share it to them. This video will be live after this is over, and you can give this link to anybody you think is interested in starting their digital journey. So I'm going to skip on through. Paul, give us a little explanation of what we do here.
Yeah. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, everybody, for attending. Certainly appreciate it. We're on a journey here to really try to give the tools that people can use to make their jobs more effective, more efficient, and hopefully propel them in their career. I think digital technology is all around us. In the environmental consulting and engineering field or industry, it's gaining traction. Russell and I and Josh are always surprised that maybe how much more room there is, runway, to accept digital solutions into the workplace and into the value proposition you're developing for your customers. But regardless, SampleServe has a cool tool, and we're here really just to help you learn from each other, learn from us, ask questions, and gain a better understanding of what this technology can do for you. And we're a firm believer that if you're more effective in your role, of course, you'll be able to deliver better solutions to your customer, as well as provide you opportunities to grow in your career. And we hope that this helps a little bit in that direction. So every Wednesday we have these. Josh, this is our fourth or fifth?
I think this is our fifth now.
Our fifth one. So what we do is we get together every week and figure out a little tidbit or lesson learned or tip that we can share with you. But as our users, feel free to send us notes, send us ideas. If you have ideas on how we can further develop this and provide better tips for you to use them, that's great. We're also going to, in the future, highlight a feature of the week, a client feature of the week. So a lot of our clients like certain things and certain elements, certain functionality of the system. And so we're going to ask them to share those with us as well. So please hit us up with any questions you might have along the week, and we'll certainly accommodate those into these sessions every week, every Wednesday. So thank you again. I'll turn it back over to you, Josh.
Yeah. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
Let's get on to our user experience. So I want to talk about acquiring hardware right now, because a lot of new users and a lot of experienced users they're all in a different boat as in how much hardware they have. Now you going out in the field, you need a typically like a 10-inch size tablet for the app, and then a field printer. But you do not need the field printer. You can print the labels for the bottles in the office. Now we do suggest you get a field printer because that's the whole system is really built around efficiency and printing labels at the time of sampling. So there's two ways people can go about getting their hardware. There's either purchase or lease, and we have it's about a mixture between everybody who does it. Some purchase their own and some lease. And if you would like to purchase your own, we supply you the links, of the best places to buy all the hardware. You can either get an Apple tablet or an Android tablet. And if you also want to lease through us, for the Android and the printer, it's $89 a month. And then for the Apple tablet and the printer, it is $99 a month, because the Apple tablets cost just a little bit more money. Yeah. And you can have that ongoing. It saves you money in the short run, but in the long run, purchasing your own does save you more money. But it's also easier getting startup. It's lower on startup fees for the leasing option as well. Anything else that I'm
Yeah, I would just say that if you do lease from us, we'll send it to you already formatted. The printer will be paired to the device, will actually have already downloaded the app. All you got to do is log in and you're good to go. So,
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, are those prices together? So a tablet and a printer for 89 or 99, or
Correct.
Separate? Together.
Yep. The
Oh,
whole
okay.
the whole deal, the whole package,
The whole package.
the whole package.
and
So
then
it's nice and easy for anybody that because a printer can typically run about what, $700, Russell?
700 to 800, yeah.
700, 800.
It's going up.
Yeah, they're rugged. You get what you pay for, but also starting costs that can be a little big for some people. So we'll lease it to you if you want to.
Yeah, and then we include some starter labels as well. So
Yeah, we do supply you all the labels when you're in the field. If you're signed up for the reporting functionality of SampleServe, Sample E&V, we
labels
do
are free.
supply all the labels for free. And if you're just using the project management tool in the field app for the free option, we do just charge you for like the small fee for the printing labels. It's nothing. We're not here to make money on printing labels.
Yep, we're just covering our costs.
So guys, I assume as well, if you already have a tablet assigned to you, maybe you're already using a tablet, you just download the app and use it on your tablet.
Yeah, tablets are pretty ubiquitous in the environmental game nowadays. Most offices already have some tablets. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then contact us if you just want to lease the printer, and we'll figure out a price for you.
Good.
Just
Okay.
the printer. All right.
It falls into making it as easy as possible.
Exactly.
Trying to. All right, Russell's gonna talk about exporting features. Let me take over the screen there, Russell.
Okay. So basically what I'm going to show you here is how to, let's say your project or your client wants you to export data from the SampleServe field app into Equus, right? It's a very popular program. A lot of enterprise companies and bigger clients are using Equus to store their data and they even generate some graphics, that type of stuff. So if they do want to export to Equus, we've created the functionality where you can have your whole workspace, so all of your projects export to Equus. And then if you want everything to export to Equus, we actually set that up on the back end so it happens automatically. But if you just have one project or maybe it's a handful and you just want to do it manually as soon as you're done, you're actually just going to go into the reports function here as you're generating reports. Click on reports, come down here to the EDD export tab here. You're just going to click on that. And then there's just a little orange box that says export. And what it does is it's going to send a signal out and it's going to then push a CSV file. And then all you have to do is open up that file and then you can share that into Equus. It's a formatted Equus file format that'll upload directly. So some clients are using this functionality this way, and then others are having all of their Equus projects into their own workspace. And then what that does is we have it so that it'll update everything automatically. You don't have to do anything. You just make sure that file's into that workspace, and then every night at like 2 a.m. it'll export all of the projects that you collected data on for that particular day. So it does automate the whole process and makes things real simple.
So there's two ways to do it, Russell. There's you can either do the manual export or you can have us set it up so that it sends out the data automatically.
Yeah. And I'm not going to go into the details of how we set that up because it actually happens on the back end. But, rest assured we have clients they're putting all their Equus files into one workspace, which is a collection of all your projects. And then everything happens automatically. So.
Now, Russell, I'm just thinking because we collect really primarily field data. The analytical data may already be tied into Equus or a third-party database, enterprise-level database directly from the lab.
Correct.
I assume this is flexible enough where if the user wanted to just upload field data, like their stabilization tests, their chain of custody information, they could do that. And prior to really the enterprise-level database getting the analytical results from the lab, right? So you can do both total upload with analytical that maybe it's historical off of our cloud, or just the field data?
Correct, and you're exactly right, Paul. If it is an Equus project, they're probably already exporting their lab data to Equus using a system they've established a while back, and we're not interfering with that. We're just adding the field data into that same, so that they can push that into Equus as well. So,
and then the other really element of this is getting data from Equus. I know we've downloaded data right from Equus to set up projects, and so not just sending but retrieving data from a third-party enterprise database is an option also.
Correct. If you want to import Equus, you can literally take your Equus file and drag it right into here, and it will actually upload all of your Equus data in a simple drag and drop functionality. We formatted this to recognize Equus and put the right data in the right spots, and so we import Equus data fairly frequently. So we've had that functionality for a long time.
Yeah.
I think this really goes into kind of the architecture that maybe your company is using or choosing to develop.
Yep.
What I'm seeing more and more working with customers is that it's really your digital solutions are unique in the sense that they may solve a piece of the puzzle. They may be robust enough to solve a solution in the field or a solution with a client or a solution technically like a groundwater flow model or something like that. But you have to figure out a way to integrate all these digital solutions. And I think that's what we're seeing is that, SampleServe is fit for purpose, very good. The ENV product is great for high frequency, high volume sampling, field and analytical and reporting and output.
Yep.
Whereas maybe an enterprise level database isn't as fit for purpose. It's more cumbersome. It tries to satisfy more needs. It is enterprise level. There might be more restrictions on use, et cetera, et cetera. So I think bottom line is SampleServe, I think, is fit for purpose for unique needs to solve in the field as well as in the reporting world. And we can connect with other digital solutions to create that robust solution across the enterprise.
So typically in an office, there's only one or two people that know how to generate reports using Equus.
Right.
And so with our system, we're designed to kind of, lack of a better term, dumb it down so that everybody can do it. And it's very easy to learn. And so, kind of our motto is you can start today and be sampling by tomorrow and, reporting today as well. So it's just a real easy system to learn. Typical learning times 3 to 4 hours. Whereas Equus, very powerful tool, but it is a little more cumbersome and a little more difficult to learn. And there's usually only one or two people in the office that have a license to actually access it and use it. So,
yeah. The other thing, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm all wound up today.
Do it.
I got all excited about third-party data management. But anyways, we also work with customers to upload this, transmit it directly to state and federal databases, right? So in states where there's a requirement to export data to California, to Washington, to wherever, we can do that. Or if it's CDC data that needs to be exported, we can do that too. So bottom line is it's very flexible. We try to make it as easy as possible where you can take your data and obviously, first of all, you own it. And secondly, you can do with it what you want and put it where you want easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one important thing that, SampleServe is trying to do in the industry is data standardization, because a lot of formats these days, everybody has a different format wherever they go, either your folder of Excel files or your Equus format or SampleServe. Everything would work better if everything was in the same format, and SampleServe helps that out.
All right. What's next?
What's next, man? Get so excited about data.
We spent a good amount of time on that one, didn't we?
Wow.
Let me throw up the field app. I want to talk about your field app data and the best practices for uploading and downloading your sampling events. All right, so I got the field app up. So let's go back to the list of events here. So when you want to, let's say the project manager has an event set up here, let's just show an example of that. So this project is this sampling event is set up here. Every time the project manager hits save, it's going to push that data out to the field app. Now, let's say your field app doesn't have data connectivity to it. So when you're in the field, you're offline. Now, before you go in the field and you do have data, you're going to want to download that event with the little green arrow here. You just click the download button. Whether you click anywhere on one of these events, then it'll download. That's why this little arrow down here is green. Now, if you hit this refresh button as well, it's going to re-download that field data. So if your project manager has made any changes, it's always good to click that refresh button. It'll always stay up to date, depending on if your tablet gets disconnected from the internet and then reconnected to the internet. And that's just a good practice for keeping your field event data up to date. And when you're in the field, and if you're offline in the field, all that data is going to upload as soon as you reconnect to the internet on your tablet. And this little arrow up here is going to always keep you updated on whether or not your data on your tablet has been pushed properly and completely back to the project management tool. So when you're in the field and you're making changes in your app, you're adding data, you're taking samples, and you're offline, it's going to be a little yellow arrow. But when you connect again, it'll automatically upload all that stuff, and you will know that it's uploaded because this arrow will turn green. And if you ever feel like you want to re-push that data up there, just push that arrow again, and it'll upload. It'll tell you right there, upload successfully, so that you're sure that all the data you collected in the field has successfully been pushed back up to the platform.
So that green arrow actually, what it does is it looks at your data for that sampling event on your device, matches it to the data in the cloud, and if they match perfectly, it'll be green. If there's one piece of data that's different, it'll be yellow. And then all you gotta do is tap that, and it'll push it, and they'll match. And so that's it just gives you a warm, comfortable feeling to know that everything's in the cloud safely and secured, and that you could throw your tablet under your vehicle and run over it, and everything, you haven't lost any data. You'll lose the tablet, but you won't lose the data.
So best practices on this, you guys. I mean, obviously, it's probably as soon as you get internet connect, right? So if you're out in the field and you don't have internet connect, as soon as you get it, upload it. Don't wait 2 or 3 days and take it home and forget to do it or something. You should do it ASAP.
Yeah, what I do is I usually connect before I leave the site with my hotspot on my phone, and I just connect and wait for it to turn green. Then I'm close everything down, and I can leave and know that there's nothing else I need to do.
You're good to go.
No, it doesn't automatically do it, right, guys? So if you don't do that, it's not.
No, if you're connected in the field, it will automatically, like every 30 seconds or 60 seconds.
Oh, it will. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it continuously pushes the data out as you add data to it.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you're good to go. All right. And finally, Russell, let's talk about, we already talked about exporting to enterprise level. Now let's talk about all your options with exporting your data for your own needs, not necessarily bringing it to enterprise level.
Yeah. So I'm just going to open up a project here, and it's really pretty simple. There's not a lot to it. You're actually going to go to reports again, and then we have just a simple data export down here at the bottom. You can, depending if you want the groundwater, the soil, or maybe soil vapor, you're just going to go to the particular export that you want. Don't get it confused with the EDD export that I just mentioned for Equus. Just going to hit this, select the data you want, which locations you want. In this case, I'll just do them all, and I'm just going to hit export data, and it's going to actually create a CSV file of all your data and push it to your desktop here. You'll see it's going to open up my Excel.
Was that by event?
Second.
Was that by event, Russell, or was that by?
It's everything, Paul. It's everything.
Okay. All right.
It's not by event. You can see that the events are all listed here. So, and this is a demonstration site, so I don't always collect data on this, but it's going to push all your weather information. It's going to push, every pH, every temperature, every depth of water that you've collected on a particular date at a particular location that you've selected. So it's going to literally dump every piece of data. Now, what you do with it is up to you, but that's essentially how you're going to download data from your system. So, and again, you can pick the locations. If you're just interested in one particular well, you're just going to pick that well and export that data alone, or you could do them all. So
say they went out in the field, Russell, they just collected some form data, and they don't want to necessarily export all these data points, and they just want to collect their form data. Where can they go and do that at? In the forms panel?
It's going to be certain columns in there. Well, it's going to export your form in a PDF from the mobile device, so you can ship that. It'll turn it into a PDF and ship that information, and it'll also send you a CSV file. So if you're exporting from the mobile device, there's an export function on there, and I could even walk you through it if you want to pull up that device again.
And you can. I was just going to say, go in the events area, the forms section in the project management tool. You can always go there and just grab all your forms.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Just print a form. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just print your form data.
Yeah.
So like this one here, it's in progress. I can come up here to forms and then export my current sampling data right here. This is just going to be a PDF, but you're going to be able to get all that. Sorry, I clicked it twice. It's going to download, everything that you've done for that particular sampling event. So
yeah, so there's a couple ways to go about it, and I believe, does that say custom forms report there? If you have forms there, there'd also be a custom forms report as well.
I haven't collected much data on this yet, so there's not a lot there. But so it's going to literally dump every piece of data and every piece of form or every picture you've taken for that particular event. So here's the beginning of a low flow sampling form that I did on this particular demonstration. Right. This is a demonstration, right? So this is not real.
Yeah,
but, so that's what it'll work with.
And that's more in a traditional format as opposed to like a CSV file that can be used for data analysis, but not necessarily sharing.
Okay, let's keep going, man. 22 minutes.
I think it's it.
I think that's it, Paul.
You can't share that information
cover the rest for us, Paul. You take us home.
Okay, I'll take it home. So what else do I want to say? Oh, there's 3 other products we have at SampleServe. So there's Sample Logs, Sample SWR, and Sample H2O. This is Sample ENV, which again is for high volume, high frequency sampling. We do want to get into those other products if the users are interested. So if you are a user of any of those 3 products, or you'd like to learn more about those 3 products, let us know. We can get you involved, and then we can do some separate master classes on that. So that's all I wanted to say, except thank you, everybody, for your attention, and stay tuned for next week. Right, Josh?
Russell, we're going to be in Rogers City next week, won't we? Yeah, I think we're going to have to skip next week. Right. Yeah, we're going to be demonstrating sampling ENV to the state of Michigan for spills.
Spill response, Coast Guard stuff.
Yeah. So we'll be busy. We'll be busy next week, but the week after that, definitely, and the week after that, and so on. So keep a lookout. And thank you guys for joining us. Remember, you can always add a chat question after this is over with, and we'll get to it. And make sure you give this a share to anybody you think that's interested. So thank you, guys. Good job, Paul. Good job, Russell. We're going to end it on that one.